Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play 1001 Games. I'm Roast Gaming Jay, and welcome to your nightmare. Today we're playing Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. What is a Requiem? A song? It's like a... No, that's like a magnum opus. It's a... And a Requiem for a Dream. Great movie. No idea what the title means, actually, after all these years. What is a Requiem? Sanity's Requiem. Is it like Sanity's, like Safe Harbor? Is it like Sanity's Missing? No idea what Requiem means. Let me know in the comments down below if you are literate and you understand words. I could use your help. Define Requiem for me. You know, I can always look these things up, but it's so much more fun to ask you guys, so I'll just admit my ignorance and hope you guys can help me out. Anyway, go ahead, format the memory card, accessing, save settings. Wait, what did I select? I thought I selected start game. Memory card A. Okay, that was weird. I don't know why the settings menu and stuff came up. I guess it was to format the drive.
Bound together with the oddest magical incantation. This wretched book is where it all began so long ago. Before time. Before humanity.
Is this the Book of the Dead? Is this Evil Dead Necronomicon kind of stuff?
I am a clinical psychologist. I am also dead. This is not my story, nor even the story of the Roivas family. It is the story of humanity. Like it or not, believe it or not, as you will. Your perceptions will not change reality, but simply color it. Humanity has been on the edge of extinction for 2 millennia. Ignorant of so much, and dependent...
Has it? I feel like it's been booming. Also, I know I'm interrupting the story for a bit, but we're listening to a dead clinical psychologist tell us about the doom of humanity from the Book of the Dead, which is a book bound in human flesh. I never in the 80s ever would have thought Nintendo would allow a game like this to exist on their... Like, remember in, like, the NES era, Nintendo wouldn't even allow crosses into their North American games because they figured that was too taboo. You know, they want to offend Americans. There's a handful of games, I think even Castlevania might be one, where in the Japanese versions they had, like, crosses as power-ups, but they changed those to a different symbol. Oh, God. In, okay, how do I shoot? Okay, you really got to figure this shit out. They do not. They're like, you gotta get this going, man. No tutorials here. Oh God. Die. I think you just hold the button. Oh, I gotta reload. Did I get eaten? I didn't take a hit. That's a win. But yeah, it's interesting how the standards and practices of Nintendo has shifted over the years. I feel like they're still on they lean towards having games that are like G-rated and PG and trying to be non-offensive, but they definitely, you know, in an era where like PlayStation existed and basically blew them out of the water. Like when the PS1 came out, it annihilated all the competition. Even the PS2 was massive. Oh. Certainly knocked Nintendo off their #1 perch for a while there.
Yeah,
so when in the era of that, it's like they just had to like change the game and they had to be like, all right, fine. You can have your game about the death of humanity with your Evil Dead human skin book, I suppose. You know, Sony's allowing that kind of stuff. I guess we have to too. So, you know, competition, man. Because yeah, back in the day, NES, Super Nintendo, I mean, there's a few games that have slightly adult themes on them, but they're pretty few and far between.
Miss Roivas, I'm pleased to meet you. I trust you had a pleasant trip?
Yes, I suppose so, considering.
Yes, my condolences. This is most unpleasant. It's a shame we couldn't meet under brighter circumstances.
I wish I was paying attention to the story, because I have no idea why she was killing zombies at one second, and now she's just casually talking to a detective.
Not a pleasant sight. I'm afraid there's not much to see.
Oh, Jesus. Why not warn me a bit more, dude?
Miss Roivas, is that your grandfather, Edward?
Yes.
Is this mangled husk of meat
He's
your
wearing our
grandfather?
family ring. I don't understand. Why are you showing me this? Can't you check dental records or something? What is wrong with you?
I'm sorry. It's my job, lady. You're the only living relative, and no, we can't check dental records. There's no head. None of this makes sense. There's no sign of intrusion, and there was certainly a lot of force used here. I have never seen anything like this in my 20 years on the force.
Are you supposed to take, like, grieving family members to the scene of the death of their, like, loved ones when they've been decapitated? Pretty sure you'd clean up the crime scene and deal with all the identification later. Although I guess if it was a murder, you'd want to identify them right away, right? Like, maybe there's urgency to it. I don't know. I don't know how cops work.
I wish I had some.
Alright. We'll, skip ahead. 2 weeks later, shocked by her grandfather's mysterious death. His head fell off. What's so mysterious? And frustrated at the incompetence of the local police, Alex vows to uncover the truth. She decides to search the mansion, the place where... oh, that's nice. You can scroll up and down. This is a feature that, oddly enough, is missing in so many video games. It's like text box 1, text box 2, text box 3. Being able to scroll up and down is actually kind of convenient. Anyway, so I searched the mansion where Edward conducted the research. Okay. Now it's turned into Resident Evil, although with 3D rendered backgrounds, which is pretty cool. I was gonna say, I thought Eternal Darkness was like a GoldenEye style shooter, but I think I'm thinking of Pitch Black or Pitch Dark or something. Oh, there's a Yggdrasil, the Tree of Life, or it's the Rovus family tree. Okay. Ooh, creepy. The camera is actually pretty good. I like this. It sort of reminds me of Resident Evil, but it's not still backgrounds. The backgrounds kind of scroll with you. The camera moves around to decided positions when you like go around corners and stuff. I kind of actually really like this. You don't see this too often. Often the camera's just behind your shoulder, or it's just like fixed in place, but sort of it's like, this is fixed but dynamic. I kind of like it. It's cool. I think you could do a lot with this to create some cool atmosphere when you have this much control over the camera. You know, when it's just a camera that's following over the shoulder of the player, you have less control, oddly enough, because the player controls where the camera looks. But I guess this is a little bit like Metal Gear Solid, I'm thinking, although Metal Gear Solid was usually, it was more top-down-ish for the most part. Can I run? Oh, you can creep! It's not what I wanted. I wanted the opposite of that. Oh, you can get into fight mode. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what those white bars are. Oh, wait. Oh, it's just the lamps. I thought they were like power bars for like my fists. You see those white bars there? Yeah, that's just the lights. I thought it was like UI indicating how much punch my powers would have. Okay, let's see if we can run. Oh, there's the run. Can we run it? No, okay, you can sneak or run. You can't run sneak. Let's try going in here. Oh, that's the door we came from. This is creepy, man. Like the sounds and stuff. If I was walking through a house and I heard like demonic whispers, I'd be out of there so fast. You know, one thing, so not demonic whispers, but years ago, my, oh, little puzzle? Oh wait, how do we do this? Try this. Tell you my creepy, not really a ghost story, but my creepy story in a moment. Okay, I can't do anything with that yet. I think I gotta find like a handle. Okay. I'll just run around. Easier. Feels like a house of many mysteries. Anyway, years ago, my grandfather, he moved into a retirement home. He was just too old to live on his own anymore. and it fell to me and my brother to like clean up his house and get it ready to be sold and stuff. And he had an addition built onto the back of his house that he hadn't really been in years. Like a raccoon got in at one point, and all he did is shut the door to the addition. So that place was like trash. We had to like gut it essentially and like rip out the carpet, throw everything out. But I remember going to this place, going to the house to check on it one evening. I was by myself, and it was like pitch black outside. It must have been like 10 p.m. or something. And I was just like getting ready to leave, and I heard someone in the addition. And I was kind of like, oh fuck, like what is that? So I kind of like went into the addition. I was kind of listening. I didn't really hear much, but I heard sort of like rustling. And now we had repaired the addition, so I was sure there was like no animal or anything that had gotten in, but still like I heard something in there. So I like, and there was also no bloody lights in the addition because we had taken all the light bulbs and stuff out, so I had a flashlight. So here I am, Resident Evil style, going in commando by myself. Not commando like I didn't have underwear on, but commando like no backup. Oh, interesting keyhole there. A wood plaque is fastened to the door, taking place with a lock. Okay, so we got to find a blade. Anyway, long story short, I figure out the sound is coming from upstairs in the addition, like in the bedroom. So I go upstairs, and I like hear down the hall it's coming from one of the bedrooms, and my heart, by the way, is pounding. And half of me is like, I need to go call the cops. The other half is like, what the fuck is it? Because like it didn't sound like a person walking around or something. I would have totally gone and called the cops. So I like very casually or very slowly like open the door to the bedroom, like shine the flashlight around really quick, and I'm like, what? I couldn't see anything. The room was totally empty, and then I heard it again. It was coming from the walls, and it took me a second to realize raccoons in the walls. They had gotten back in. They hadn't made it through the wall, but they had burrowed in the roof. There was like a hole in the roof that they had originally gotten in. We sealed it up. They tore that open, got back in. They were nesting inside the bloody walls. So yeah, I had to call animal control the next day and it was all sorted out. No ghosts, as it turned out. But man, like imagine being alone in a pitch black house, no electricity, can't turn on the lights. All you've got is a flashlight. It's not a big mansion like this, you know. But still, like totally alone in a house, and you hear some unknown noise coming from a room, and it sounds like whispering or something, and then eventually you hear it, it's in the walls, like, it's creepy, man. It's really creepy. Like, palms were sweating, heart was racing. Even once I figured out it was raccoons, I was like, I better not linger around, just in case it's not. Let's get the hell out of here. So I bolted, but I hadn't thought about that in years, actually. It's funny, like, I'm thinking about it now, I'm like, man, I that was risky, like, if it had been someone, or like an animal that had gotten in, I don't know, like, I could have got hurt. Like, I really should have bolted and called the cops or come back the next day or something, like, I don't know. But yeah, I did not. I did not. See when you play the piano. Oh, you can look at it. Grand piano stands here, waiting in the hands of a decent musician. Fortunately, Edward never really lived up to the description. Okay, so maybe there's something in the piano, because if he wasn't playing it... No, there's nothing. Okay, this is a real, like, where the F do you go kind of game. At least in this initial area, it's like there's only, like, sort of 2 or 3 rooms that you can go in. So we are a little limited. Strange line designs. So I figure the solution, like some piece of some puzzle has got to exist in one of these, like 4 rooms. Okay, so there's nothing back there. Let's process of elimination this thing. Pretty sure there's nothing in there. God, the whispering. I wonder if the whispering is significant. Yikes. That picture creeps me out. The ancestral Roivus line the foyer walls. Their faces reveal a dark, brooding edge. An unsettling feel. It's very atmospheric. I will be honest, my heart is pounding a little bit. This is a little nerve-wracking. Beautiful carriage clock. Oh yeah, take the key. Picks up the dresser clock and pulls the key from it. However, there's something odd about the key. It isn't rewinding at all. It looks like a dresser key. Okay, boom. Puzzle piece number 1. Also, let's check out this creepy photo while we're here. Yikes. Portrait of the ancestral Roivus line. Looks like some guy from Game of Thrones. Some kind of medieval duke. Okay, we have a dresser key. Same with that guy. Okay, so let's find a dresser. Hold on, what was in here? Okay, this is the astronomy room. We're not ready for this yet. Pretty sure there's no dressers in here. Just check, double check. Nothing. Oh, we could examine the clock. Okay. Another ancestral Roivus. Wait. Okay. A lot of these examine things is just examine and you just look at it and then walk away. There's not even anything to read. Okay, so that's kind of a dead end. This is locked over here. We can't use our key, I presume. It's for a dresser. Guessing the dresser would be upstairs, so let's give that a shot. That one's locked. Isn't there a room up? Oh no, wait, okay. So then by process of elimination, we have to be over here somewhere. So let's see what we got. This is the kitchen. Oh wait, maybe it goes in here? Narrow blade. Okay, we need a blade to enter that. Dresser. There's a fridge. Okay, nothing. Absolutely nothing of value. Okay, that room's a dead end. Oh, that room you need a sword or something. Okay, dresser has to be in here. Right? I'm looking for a dresser. It's fucking nothing. There's nothing. All right. Well, I refuse to get stuck this early in a game. Eternal, Darkness, Requiem, Sanity, walkthrough. We're Googling this shit. Okay, so let's see. Go to the death in the family chapter. Oh, okay, so we were like miles off. Glad I looked it up. I don't know if this was in the story or you had to pay attention to it, but I mean, I missed all of it. And apparently, so yeah, you come in here. That grandfather clock. I thought we did what I'm pretty sure I inspected it and I didn't get any options. But let's see here. Detail. Oh, here we fucking shit. The controls. Living grandfather clock. Use left and right to adjust the hands. Yes, adjust. So here we want to adjust it until it's 3:33. There you go. I don't know how you'd know that, but it's apparently essential to moving on. So if you didn't know that, you're screwed. Oh, I see a sword on the wall and a glowing book of evil, the Necronomicon. Evil Dead and Army of Darkness especially was such a good movie. I love that movie. Large leather bound. Okay, hold on, not yet. Why don't we get the sword first? Let's do this in an order that makes sense. Detail the gladius. Pick up. Oh yeah. Okay, how do we equip it? Okay. We go like this and equip. There we go. Oh man, look at this book. This is totally Evil Dead-ish. Pretty creepy, actually. Yeah, okay, how do we attack? Yeah! Alright, we got a weapon. I feel pretty good about that. Read the Evil Dead book. Bit of a Hellraiser feel to it as well, actually.
had no knowledge of what was to come, nor did I care. How the knowledge changed me, it will also change you. As you read this, you will come to learn fear as I have. You too will come to understand, or you will perish. To think that once I could not see beyond the veil of our reality, to see those who dwell behind. My life now has purpose, for I have learned the frailty of flesh and bone. I was once a fool.
Oh, interesting. Nice effect.
Where is quies candamest? Where is conservandi? Facusatis aquae sumat.
I'm impressed they're actually speaking Latin, or I assume so. I don't speak Latin, so I can't confirm. But I feel like a lot of games would have them just speaking English, so there's some authenticity to have them speaking a foreign language and
like to compliment you once more on your battle.
force it to be subtitled.
Our enemies did not have a chance. Do you believe that it really exists?
Even the dubbing is like, I like that effect, how it starts with the subtitles and transitions into the dub.
But if we are to retrieve the artifact,
This is like some high quality stuff. I like sort of the kind of leads the player mentally through what's going on. If it just started dubbing, it'd look stupid. If it just started them in English, it would be fine, but it's like it wouldn't have that authenticity. So it's like you start them speaking Latin with subtitles, and then you just transition into the dub because you're like, all right, you guys get it. Basically, it's the game communicating. You get it. They're not really speaking English, but we're gonna make it easy on you, and they're gonna speak English. So it's like that's very subtle and nice. I feel like it makes it very clear what the developers were trying to convey. Smart. So, okay, apparently we're a medieval guy now. Well, not medieval, this is Roman Empire, it looks like. Or Greek, maybe? Probably Roman. Though them Romans was always going around conquering stuff. Summoning devils and things. This is how every Roman soldier got ready for war. He got transmutated into another plane of existence. Okay, I thought we were gonna have a desert battle. That was gonna be cool. Instead, we're now running around. So I guess this is the sword that I had. Interesting. So I'm a descendant of these Roman dudes. It's kind of curious. I hate, so when you interact with an object, so if you click, like, climb, oh, sorry, hold on. If you click examine, but then I press the left thumbstick, I immediately walk away from it. So you have to, like, click and let go, and then you have to click into detail, and then you have to click yes. I feel like that part is a little clunky. A tad clunky. Forgivable, but clunky. Oh, that does look like the Hellraiser box. Oh, and there's even skeletons guarding it, man. You got this, dude. You got this, Roman guy. I think you can lock on, yeah. Oh god! Okay, hold on, there must be a way to block. Just takes me right out of it. This meter represents the life energy. Every time a character takes damage, life, blah blah blah. Okay, thanks. Hold on, how do we block? Yeah, I don't know how to block, I just sort of mashed my way through that. There must be a way, though. Yeah, just writhing around on the ground in pain. Oh, there was a finish him. Yeah, there we go. Okay, what do these buttons do? I can sneak. I don't know how to block. Don't know if you can block. Oh, it's like in my foot. Strange granite block. Pick up. Pius has picked up granite block. You know what is wild to think about? is that we all have ancestors that lived around in Roman times. I mean, maybe, I don't know, your, ethnicity and your historical background stuff, maybe like you specifically didn't have ancestors in Roman times or in Rome, but you had ancestors in Roman times somewhere in the world, right? So like, it's interesting to play this game and be like, oh wow, she had like a Roman centurion as like one of her great-great-grandfathers, but it's like, I don't know, what are the odds? Like many of us probably do, right? Like, not we all, but, it's like when you trace it back, it's like, half the planet is related to Genghis Khan, but it's like half the planet is related to like anyone around that time just because of like how quickly genetics spread and stuff. It's sort of like, yeah, you know what? Not only do you probably have an ancestor in your bloodline that was like a Roman centurion, but you probably have an ancestor that fought against a Roman centurion, like the odds are there. I'm not saying every single one of us do, but the odds are that some of us do, and isn't that crazy? Like, there was somebody walking around in Roman times holding a spear, fighting in a war, in a bloody battle, and he didn't know it, but 50 generations from now, one of his ancestors would be sitting around watching a YouTube video of a guy playing a video game talking about Roman ancestors, and it's like, he lived in the muck and he, had this hard life of like no technology and stuff, and his great descendant now lives like a king or a queen, with electricity and the internet and all the delicious food anyone could have. You know what I mean? Like, we live, I don't know, I'm going off on a huge tangent here, but it's just, this whole lineage thing has just got me thinking. It is crazy to think that humans lived in these primitive ways, and they didn't know it, but their ancestors would live better than any kings alive at the time, like, it's kind of crazy. I guess you know what it does make me recognize just how privileged we are. Not saying everyone in the world shares this privilege, but I mean, that's what privilege is, and I think you need to recognize it and feel lucky and grateful for, like, having what you have, truly. I mean, if you're watching this YouTube video and you're doing okay, health-wise, financially-wise, life-wise, like, you got a good life, It's pretty cool to remember that, I think. But anyway, we got real deep in the. Who knew that Eternal Darkness here was gonna like unlock philosophical like J here. We got real deep on this one. Oh, another random zombie. Now this zombie, he don't have a good life. His ancestors ain't gonna do nothing because he ain't gonna live to have them. Down you go. I guess I sometimes think about, I wish there was a way that I could just go back in time, and I don't want to interact necessarily, but I would love to go back and see, like, who's my great-great-grandfather? Who's my great-great-great-grandfather? Who's my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather? And grandmothers, too, and, and families, and I'm sure, like, you're a little bit like your parents are a little bit like your grandparents, and your grandparents are a little bit like your great-great-grandparents. But how many people out there know their great-great-great-great-grandparents, or their great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents, right? Like, who were they? They were probably people who may be nothing like you, or what could be wild is if you see, like, an ancestor of yours from, like, 200 years ago, and they're just like you, like, in their mannerisms and stuff. Like, how wild would that be? I don't know. It's one of those things, like, we'll never know. Like, I don't know. I know who my grandfather was. I could probably track down, another generation or two if I really wanted to, although I've never done it and I probably won't. I guess this is why people buy those family tree things, to see, but it's like, yeah, like, who were my ancestors? What did they do? What were they like? And even those family tree things can only track you back so far. Like, nobody's digging into medieval times. Nobody's digging into, like, the Roman Legion archive. They'll tell you, like, when your ancestors came to North America or whatever, but that's about the limit of it. Okay. I wish I knew how to block, because these guys are just going to get me. Oh, fuck. There's got to be a way to block. Okay, I'm just going to Oh god. I'm locked onto the wrong guy. Okay. Gonna do this real cheap. Oh, I knocked them all down. That's how you do it. That's how we do it Caesar style. We call this one the Caesar salad. Whoa. Sorry, I'm still thinking about, like, ancestors. I'm sure you guys don't want me to keep talking about it, but I'm like, man, I wonder if one of my ancestors was a peasant who, like, just lived in the muck. I can't get over it. We've gone down a rabbit hole. I'll be thinking about this all night. But Pius has found all the... And, like, even Pius here, he doesn't know why he wants these granite blocks, but they are going to belong to his great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandson. That will be Alex's grandfather. So, walls prominently decorated, cut into the square hole. Okay, so how do I granite block use? Ah, there we go, okay. These are like the infinity stones I've collected. That's the power stone, this is the time stone. So we gotta go use... Whoa, we're unlocking the Infinity Gauntlet. Thanos is on the other side of this door. This one is the Reality Gem, I think. Now what is blue? Blue is the Space Gem. That's the Tesseract. Right, was it? Pretty sure it was. I don't remember now. Green is time. Red is reality. Purple is power. Yellow... What was yellow? Yellow was soul. And the Tesseract. I think it was blue. I want to say it was blue. Oh no, wait, yellow was mind. Wait, what color was soul? Oh, I don't know. Who the fuck knows? There's 6 of them. Okay, which way do we want to go? Well, there's a door over here. Probably locked. No, it's open. Oh, interesting. Can you heal me? Pius, you must prove your worth by destroying the statue. Press R to enable Pius select which target to attack. Release R slightly, then pressing it again will cycle between multiple targets. Oh. Okay. So we must prove our worth by destroying this statue. It's cool that you can target different body parts. Okay, now I'm kind of curious what, before we go down here, kind of curious what was down here. I mean, didn't I prove my worth by killing zombies? Oh, that climbs out of here. Okay. Not do that yet. I hate when a game gives you like a Y intersection like that, because it's totally like, which path do you take, man? It's the two roads diverged in yellow wood, and I took the road less traveled. Oh god, I'm totally gonna die here. Oh, you can just knock their heads off. Oh, that makes life so much simpler. Oh, and you can decapitate them too. Alright, Pius is a little injured here. Gonna finish off these zombies. He's like, oh, help me. Too many zombies. A button attached to a small pylon. Press the button, man. What could go wrong? Oh god, help me. Oh man, look at him. He barely made it out of this. He sucks. You should do better, man. It's embarrassing. Not like I had any say in how well he was gonna do this. Ooh. Mystical artifacts. There aren't enough mystical artifacts in real life, I say. Strange sculpture resembling a red claw. Claim it. Oh, do I only get to pick one of these? Because I kind of did that. I just assumed I would get to pick them all. This looks painful. He might only have one of these hits in him. Okay, we just got possessed by Diablo. We're turning into Mephisto or whatever. Uh-oh. He doesn't look human anymore. You have chosen poorly. Guess that was not the Holy Grail.
Eons have passed since then, and I have learned much. Chaturga's power filled me, invigorating my dead...
I wonder if that was a choice where, like, you could choose one of three, different colors and different things would happen.
Such as mortal men could only dream. Face me, and you shall surely perish.
Like, what would happen if I picked the other two colors? Alright, the Tome of Eternal Darkness. Yeah, that doesn't sound ominous at all. That doesn't sound like Nightmare Fuel. Tome of Eternal Darkness in Procession. Alice can read the page. It is a chapter from the page of the tome itself. Chapter has a page entitled The Binding of the Corpse God. Yeah, okay. Again, not ominous at all. So maybe that wasn't my, I spent all this time talking about descendants and ancestors. Maybe that guy was totally unrelated to me. I don't think she has much skeleton in her DNA. She doesn't look very skeleton-y. But I suppose, can you really know if... I mean, I suppose we all have skeletons underneath our skin hiding. So, technically, we're all skeletons. Oh, this thing has turned red now. That's interesting. I feel like that choice we made did matter. Cha-ching! But feels it pushed back as if the magic of the blade does not fit the lock. Oh, alright. I was sure that was going to work. Well, I'm gonna revert back to the tutorial since I don't want to, like, spend another 20 minutes wandering around the same floor. Oh, apparently, all we have to do is read this page and we start a whole new chapter.
I cannot say what was the true beginning, nor am I sure of its end. So perhaps here is the best place to start. I am reminded of ideas I first encountered in Sir James George Fraser's book, The Golden Bough, a study in magic and religion. We are overwhelmed by a very human need to weave a web of meaning where there may be none. Since time immemorial, ancient peoples have dressed up their lack of knowledge as gods and demons. I have discovered that sometimes the fates of gods and mortals intertwine, and legends are born.
Okay.
Thy time is done, great ancient. Forever in shadow will you...
This book gets around, eh? Like people were reading it in the past.
To fade to nothing in obscurity.
Cannot skip this cutscene though, so I guess we have to pay attention.
Many millennia for this day. It is the true chaos of all things that you now must be entombed amongst the
beings of flesh and bone. You have a great monument here, Mantarok. It is a pity that no one will ever recognize it as yours. May the darkness claim thee, crawling chaos and damned beast. No longer will thy reign be kept over the ancients you have kept imprisoned.
What is that? Looks like a Zerg Cerebrit. Yes, Cerebrit. Oh, or maybe the Overmind? Looks evil. Bunch of flesh and eyeballs. Let me tell you, when your boss is an amorphous mound of pulsating flesh and eyeballs, you just need to carefully consider whose team you're on. Are you on the side of good or evil? Because it may seem good, it may seem like you're doing it for good reason, but just pause and ask yourself, Is this pulsating mound of flesh, does it really have my best interest in mind? Or does it maybe have an agenda? It's good questions to ask. Ask yourself of any boss, human, pulsating flesh, anything really, because you never know. Humans could be evil too, that's for sure. But the pulsating flesh, I think, just gives away the game, frankly. Gives away the game just a little bit. All right. Take the beautiful necklace. I feel like now we're in Egyptian times or something, although I guess Roman times and Egyptian times are definitely overlapped. We used to heal Elia. Make sure that Elia does not move when the spell is being cast. Oh, okay. Finally. That pious guy could not heal. But she's also trapped and I have no idea where to go, so that's, the upside is she can heal, the downside is, we're gonna die in this room. We're screwed. Or I guess, no, we can go this way. It's sort of like only the penitent man shall pass. It's like, am I supposed to step on certain stones? I don't understand what's happening here. I'm gonna avoid this big central red zone. Or sort of like Goonies, you know? Like, don't step on the contraptions. Whoa! Okay, that was nowhere near her. Go. Go. That's a little nerve-wracking. Oh, you could... this thing she's wearing. I'm like, oh, there's a butt cheek hanging out. You know what? You gotta be able to move like a cat. I have heard that Tom Cruise wears G-strings when he does action scenes because frankly you don't want to be encumbered. You don't want to be encumbered. So maybe she's taking a page out of the old Cruise book here, and she's like, you know what? You think it's for sex appeal, but if you're gonna fight zombies, you better be in your underwear. Because you really don't want anything getting in the way. You want to be able to roll like a cat when the time comes. Anyway, sanity loss occurs. Oh, when located by creatures, a sanity loss occurs, causing a decrease in the level of the sanity meter. Sanity loss affects perception and eventually health. Oh no. Meter represents character sanity. Every time they meet a monster, sanity gets lower. The more character will hallucinate. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Let's chop his stupid little green head off. And then we'll finish him off. Before you finish moving, a creature recovers sanity. Okay, so there's a purpose to this. Thank you. Thanks for telling me. Now we have a bronze necklace. What one does this one do? How do we do this? Bronze necklace. Check. With resplendent glowing gems. And this one we use to cast heal. Interesting. So I have 10 heals by the look of it. I think I gotta go out this way. Whoa! Hold on a second. Was that all there was? I just came into this room purely for the necklace? Like, it looks like this is a door, but that's a no-go, eh? That's no bueno. Okay. Let's get out of here. Oh! Should I use my heal? Oh, it stopped. That's nice of the game developers. After you take a hit, they're like, alright, we're not gonna keep hitting you. Sort of like a one-time punishment. Oh, godness. Get that head out of here. Head you. Oh. Head you. You get out of here. Can you do legs? You cannot. Finish that guy off. I kind of want to hallucinate. I kind of want my sanity to go down, but I also want to kick butt. So. What can you do? Whoa. Okay. Let's use this. That's the most satanic heal I've ever seen. Oh, we're just gonna cast a healing. I'm picturing, like, you know, in a lot of games, like priests and stuff are associated with heal, like in Warcraft and stuff. It's like the priests heal, and they kind of go ah ah, and it heals you. You don't normally see a game where you go to heal, and it's like go Diablo, dia, and then your guy heals. It's like hardcore blood magic. I like it though. It's a change of pace. Okay. So now, where the flip do we go? Doors closed. Oh, maybe we put the necklace on this guy? How about this? Yeah, well, let's use this. Ooh! Hey, you know what? I didn't even look that up in the tutorial. You may believe me, you may not believe me, but I did not. Starting to get a hang for what this game wants me to do. I'm slowly figuring shit out. Getting a feel for like what the game developers want me to think at every scenario. Time of day. Perhaps candles do too. Oh, maybe we're supposed to light the candles or something? Need a lighter, I suppose. Or I could literally pick up the one candle and aim it at the other. Oh! Ow. Okay, this is totally Indiana Jones. Slow and steady. Look, she doesn't even have to take a step. She just sort of like hovers. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, it's better to take a step, I suppose. Oh. Okay. Oh, Jesus. I guess if I paid attention to those little switches on the floor and didn't step on them, that would be something. No, not a random zombie who will die from one slice to the head. I mean, he is creepy looking, but gameplay-wise, he ain't nothing. He's a Goomba. He's not even a Koopa turtle. He's Goomba level threat. Okay, examine. Detail. Sign on the wall appears to depict time of day. Perhaps the candles do too. Here we go. So, Y. Okay. X. We go extinguish. Extinguish. That was easy. Well, when there's no light, it picks nighttime. Okay, now what? Examine. Oh, wait, maybe I didn't get the puzzle correct? Wait, what does that say? On the wall appears to depict the final stage of the day, the night of mankind. The image is now represented by the candle as well. Okay. That's it, huh? Alright, we'll get out of here. I'm gonna try avoiding the switches this time. I think it's not that hard. I think they're pretty obvious. Oh yeah, these totally are switches. I'm an idiot. Should have avoided these from the start. Look how easy this. I mean, not like stupidly easy. Just take a second. Don't step on any large ominous switches that are just randomly lying around. Create on the floor a striking design featuring a rising sun above the edge of the world. Okay. Okay, nothing to do there. Anything else? I don't see anything else. Oh. Be careful in case there are switches. Nothing. Okay, now I think I may... Oh, what is this? Triangular design carved on the floor. The etched grooves filled with the color sand. These symbols appear to relate to each other with having precedence over one another. The rock, paper, scissors of cursed god powers. Ah, I see you are possessed by nothing but red power, but I have blue power, so I win. But I am actually green power, so I win. And on the dance goes. Okay, now I don't know where to go, and I actually don't have any ideas. So now we're going to turn to the walkthrough. Okay, I'm a little confused. It said that extinguishing the candles as I did was correct, and that after you do that, it actually should fully open a door. Oops. So, let's go and see. That is true. Examine. Why is that not fully opened? Okay. Well, I think we missed something in the steps. We've missed a step, and truthfully, I was kind of getting to a point where I was like, I think I'm going to wrap this up soon, so maybe we'll take this dead end as an opportunity to sort of, you know, break. But so far, I have to say, like, I don't mind this game. I'm interested in it. It's you know, the haunted house part was pretty creepy with Alex and hunting around for artifacts. I do kind of like this whole thing of like going into the past and these like creepy temples and stuff and seeing what your ancestors saw. And the fighting mechanics also, it's simple, but I kind of like getting those headshots on the zombies with the sword even. It's kind of cool. So yeah, all things considered, I feel like I've never... I thought I heard of this game, but I'm pretty sure it was Perfect Dark I'm thinking of, not Eternal Darkness. So I don't think I've ever heard of this game, but it seems like a solid adventure horror game. Had I had a GameCube back in the day, and had I had this, I definitely would have continued to play it through and see where it went. I don't know if it feels like, to me, like a must-play game in the sense of like, it kind of reminds me of like Prince of Persia: Sands of Time a little, only like simpler in the combat. And like that was a good game too, but that one was one that just, again, didn't like hook me, even though people loved it. And I don't think it was a bad game. It just didn't like hook me personally. Years later, when Batman Arkham Asylum and stuff came out, that hooked me. And I know that had some similarities with like Prince of Persia with the combat and stuff. But I mean, obviously being a huge Batman fan, was part of why I got hooked. But yeah, all things considered, like if you want a creepy style game, this feels like a mix between Resident Evil and something else, which I can't put my finger on. But I like the supernatural elements. I like the combat. I like the controls. My only complaint is that the puzzles are not as easy as I would want them to be. And that's only because I want them to be easy. If you enjoy puzzles, you probably don't want them to be stupid easy, but I'm like, you know, make them stupid easy for me, sir. Because I don't want to think too much sometimes when I play games. So my only complaint, but that's like a personal preference. But all things considered, I think Eternal Darkness is a pretty cool game. Guys, what do you think of this game? Let me know in the comments down below, and let me know if you did play this one and what you loved about it as well. I hope whatever you think of the game, you did enjoy yourselves here today, and you were thinking a lot about who your own ancestors might be. And hey, maybe we even have a common ancestor. Maybe we are like 12th cousins. You know, who knows? I mean, if you go back far enough, right, we have to be at least 30th cousins or 40th or 50th cousins. Like, you go back far enough and we've got to have a common ancestor. So guys, I'm your family now. We've always been family. We just didn't know it. So it's nice to meet you. It's nice to have you be a part of my clan. And guys, I will catch you in the next video. So until then, my cousins, you take care of yourselves and we'll see you soon. All right, guys. Peace.